What is one thing that stops most successful business owners from scaling their business? It's cash. Not mindset, not strategy, cold, hard, uncomfortable cash. Most business owners want to scale. It's sexy, man. We want to do it. But most business owners don't understand what scaling actually requires. And more importantly, they don't understand what it actually costs. See, here's the simple reality. Scaling sucks cash. There's no other way around it. I want you to put in your mind's eye, like you're fixing to vacuum out your car with a shop vac, and you turn around and there's $100 bills laying all over the parking lot. And what do? You take the vacuum cleaner, just go out there and suck them up. Suck. That's what scaling does to your business and to the cash in your company. It is crazy. So before we dive into this conversation, let's lay some foundational understanding. What is scaling when I'm talking about it? Scaling is actually building a system that allows the business to run without you, and more importantly, to grow without you. It requires systems and structure and people and capital to remove yourself from the epicenter of the business. So why does scaling suck cash? Because systems cost money. Delegation costs money. Coaching costs money. Hiring A players costs money. And more than likely, it's going to cost you more than you ever dreamt was possible. Here's some interesting statistics. Only roughly 4% of companies actually ever hit $5 million in revenue. Most companies stay under 10 employees because the owners never decentralize themselves. And Gallup reports that only 14% of business owners are satisfied with their personal time freedom. We're miserable. We're working hard. We're not making a lot of money. So at this point in the conversation, you might be saying, well, Justin, how much money does it actually cost us to scale? Here's some kind of guidelines for you. For most companies, owners should plan on using 20 to 30% of their profits reinvested into the company. Another thing you might want to consider is that it takes about 6 to 12 months of cash runway to build the systems and hire the key players. What that means is you may be investing in your company for 6 to 12 months before you actually see an ROI or before you actually see a little bit of traction. It's like you're spinning your tires in the mud, and it feels that way. It feels like you're pumping cash into the company for months. And it's like, oh my goodness, is it ever going to stop? It literally feels like you're hemorrhaging blood. You're hemorrhaging cash. And you can expect that for 6 to 12 months. So one of the common mistakes that people see when they think about scaling is not about more effort. I hear this all the time when people contact us. They're like, hey, you want to scale our company? Great. How are you going to afford this? Well, we're going to work harder. That's not how you scale a company. Scaling a company is about more structure, but structure requires money. You see, the biggest thing that's keeping business owners from scaling isn't strategy. It isn't knowledge. It isn't know-how. It's sticker shock. It's going to cost how much? I hear it all the time. Oh yeah, to hire this person, it's going to cost you about $150,000. What? I can remember when I hired my first marketing person way back in our company, it cost me more than anybody else on the team. And I can remember Emily saying, that is a lot more than what we make. I'm like, yeah, I know. Right now, I know. The biggest challenge of scaling is the sticker shock. So today I want to get practical with you. If scaling is expensive, and it is stinking expensive, where do you get the cash from to scale your company? Well, the most common way that people try to fund the growth of their company is also the slowest and the most limiting, but it's also the most common. We feel safe by making this movement, but it actually holds us back. We simply use the word bootstrapping. Bootstrapping means us using our business profits and reducing our personal income to reinvest in growth. Emily and I did this. Whenever we knew we wanted to scale our company, we sold our big house and we moved into a little double-wide mobile home in the country. Cost us, I think, $300 or $400 a month. It wasn't much, but we decided we weren't going to take home hundreds of thousands of dollars per year anymore. We're going to go on bare bones necessity. Now that's extreme bootstrapping right there, friends. The reason why we did it and the reason why many people do it is it's the safest route. It's the safest pathway from where we're at to where we want to be. And it's simply just minimizing outside risk, but it takes time. It takes time. As you're building, cash becomes available, so you redeploy it. But it often forces us to live in a lifestyle or to stay leaner longer than we want or longer than Emily wanted. We spent 3 years from our dream house to the replacement house, living in a double-wide mobile home or a 32-foot camper. 3 years. Most of us as business owners are not going to do it. And you say, well, I would, but my spouse. Yeah, let's go a little deeper. Most of us as business owners don't want to deal with it because our significant other doesn't want to go through it. So when we bootstrap things, we feel like we're being smart. But all reality is we're just delaying the momentum. Does it work? Yes. Is it safe? Yes. Probably a lot safer than trying to use a turkey baster to fill your car up with gas, but you get the point. So you're like, dude, I want to accelerate, but I don't know if I want to do that. Okay, let's talk about the next option. Look, guys, I realize as business owners, you've worked hard to build your personal wealth. But what if this next option requires you to take your personal wealth and put it back into your company? Whenever we sold our house, we had this house that had a lot of equity in it. And we took our equity from our house, and Emily and I, simultaneously to cutting our lifestyle, we put that equity into the company and they use that equity to rapidly scale our company. Some people, you decide to use their personal savings, or maybe they cash in an investment, or maybe they did like we did and they sell their primary residence, they take the cash, they put it into their house, or maybe they sell a piece of real estate. If you're going to use your current assets to scale your company, it is like this internal battle. Basically, what you're saying with your actions is, I'm betting on myself. I'm betting that I can get a better return by me scaling my company than this piece of real estate or this portfolio or whatever it is that you're going to be selling to put into your company. The reality is, for many of us, our business is our highest performing asset. I've owned lots of pieces of real estate. I've owned lots of investments over the years. I've never seen an investment go from zero to an 8-figure valuation in 49 months. I don't know many decamillionaires that use stock portfolios or real estate, but I do know a ton of them that used business. Now, I'm not saying that stock portfolios can't, crypto can't, real estate can't. I'm not saying that, but many times for us as business owners, our business is the highest performing asset, but it is stinking emotionally hard. It's hard to take this thing that we've worked hard for, that we have in our possession now, and turn around and put it from a known into an unknown. Feels so risky. It feels like you're risking your security, but perhaps your business isn't costing you too much. It might just be paying you too little because you're under investing in it. So many times people buy real estate and they don't realize how much they put back into that real estate, through real estate commissions, through improvements on the property, through repairs, through brokerage fees, through platform fees. They put a lot of money back into it and they get back like, look at this reward. The reason why they feel so good is because they've been properly investing back into that company. The same is true with your business. All right, so let's move from the personal aspect to the external aspect. There's a few of the ways that you can fund the scale of your company. So let's say you don't want to drain your savings, but maybe you want to scale your company. Consider borrowing the money. You see, debt or borrowing allows you to inject capital into your business without sacrificing ownership. There's a ton of ways to do this. SBA loans, lines of credit, business loans, credit cards, a lot of ways to borrow money. You can even do financing packages. For example, we have clients who want to scale and they don't want to write a check all at one time. We do internal house financing for our clients who want to scale their companies. It's not a bad way to go. You're basically using debt to scale your company. But hear me on this. If you're going to use debt, it requires a clear use case, a repayment plan. The way I look at debt is interest is the cost of speed. We all know that speed costs something. Just suppose one of my boys were laid up in the hospital and I had to get there super fast. You can bet that I'm going to be speeding, breaking the law to get there if my boys are at the hospital. And if I were to get a speeding ticket, I wouldn't care, because that ticket is the cost of me reaching my boys as fast as possible. That's the mindset with interest. I see so many business owners overanalyzing like, oh my goodness, the interest on this loan is 12%. My mom and dad were telling me that whenever they bought their first house, their interest on the first house was 18.2%. The danger with using debt is that oftentimes we borrow money to invest that money into broken models. And that's where debt is dangerous. Instead, if you're going to use debt, you've got to use it to fund proven strategies. This is why I don't have a problem being the bank for so many of our clients who want to use our internal financing package, because if they follow the system, it works. And so we're using debt to fund proven strategies. You say, Justin, have you ever used debt? When we were scaling our company, I did not use debt. Well, that doesn't make any sense, Justin. Everything you just said is like the payment. Look, I get it. I just am have too much Dave Ramsey in my head. And I have too much in my head that says, I don't want debt. I don't like debt. So no, I don't use debt to scale my companies. Now, could I use debt and perhaps reach it faster? Yes. But I don't have a problem with number one, number two. See, I'm not taking home a paycheck right now. I don't want to. I have investments that provide me income, so I don't need a paycheck. So literally all of my income is going back in the company. And then I am putting literally my own cash into the company. So I don't want to use debt. Like, Justin, that doesn't make any sense. You were a financial advisor. I get it. You're preaching to the choir. I don't know it doesn't make sense. I realize I could probably be a gazillionaire by now. If I only use debt, it's just not for me. It's not the way I like to roll. So for some, debt is a great lever. For others, for me, I just can't get over that. I can't do it. So there's another way you can scale your company. Now, this is the most expensive way, in my opinion. Fast cash comes at a high price when it comes with strings like equity. I hear so many times, well, I'm gonna scale my company. I'm just gonna provide this individual equity instead of paying them. I literally had a company just yesterday I was on the phone with that reached out to me. It was a turnaround company and hey, Goodbread, we'll give you equity in this firm. We know we can turn it around. The equity year one will be equivalent to about $1.5 million in equity. And if you do what I think you can do, then you could easily have $5 to $6 million in equity within a 2-year time frame. That was their pitch. Now, I didn't take that. It's not where I'm at in my life. It's not the vision I have. But if you think about that, those investors or that firm was willing to get fast results with equity. Here's what it costs them. It's going to cost them control. Because with that equity offer also gave me some governance rights. So friends, sometimes, it does make sense to use equity, but oftentimes you got to understand that the smart move must outpace and outgrow the cash flow. And most owners don't understand that when you tempt with equity, you're also giving decision-making authority away. The root of using equity to grow your company comes with pressure, especially if you're the founder, pressure and accountability. And it's expensive to undo. It's expensive to buy out those partners. So look, friends, every dollar you raise in equity costs you decision-making power. You've got to know your price before you bring on an equity partner. So for me, equity is too costly. And maybe now you're saying, man, I don't know if I want to do that. It feels risky. I realize it's a fast way to go, but I don't want to do that. All right, there's another option. And this is one that so many people overlook. And whenever my coach taught me this, it was like, aha, like I heard the angels singing the hallelujah chorus in the heavens. It was amazing to me. My coach asked me this question. What if, Justin, what if the fastest way to grow your business, to scale your company is already sitting in your company in the offer, but you're just not utilizing it? And I went, well, say what? Say it again. I didn't grasp that, man. He said, Justin, what if the fastest way to scale your company is already in your business? It's already in the offer, but you're just not realizing it. You see, one of your smartest moves you can make is shifting your pricing model to generate upfront cash. Now, there's a time and place for this. There's also a time and place not to do this, okay? So I'll give you an example. Right now in our coaching program, we have an offer, and the offer is detailed out, and it roughly costs $3,000 a month. So that's $36,000 over the course of 1 year. However, if you pay $15,000 up front for our 2-day event, cover my cost up front, and you pay the remaining portion, you actually get a $4,000 annual deduction. We have another offer which costs $1,500 a month, so that's $18,000 over a year. On the other hand, if you pay it all up front, it's $15,000 up front. That's a $3,000 savings for the client. So what we're doing is we're incentivizing our clients with savings. Meanwhile, if they choose that savings, they're giving us cash to create scale. So the cash we receive today up front is going to fund the systems, the hires, and the marketing that we need to grow. Meanwhile, those clients who pay up front, what they're saying is, we're 100% bought in. We're going to commit to this process. It's a win-win for everybody. You see, cash flow, it follows conviction. If I was not 100% sure that we could deliver on the services that we say we could deliver on, and our clients were not 100% sure that we could deliver on the services, then I would not be willing to take their cash up front, nor would they be willing to depart from their cash on the front side. But because we're both confident that once we see the program, they're like, yeah, man, we need this, let's go. When the client pays up front, they're actually funding their future and yours simultaneously. So friends, this is one of the most underutilized ways and one of the most effective ways to scale your business with speed. But now let's shift slightly. I want to deal with mindset yet again. I talk about mindset all the time because most owners think that scaling is a money problem. But the reality is, it's actually an identity shift. You can't scale a business if you're still thinking like a startup. Scaling requires a different version of you. Scaling forces you to go from operator to owner. You're going to have to decentralize control. Yes. And whenever I say that, literally like fingers on a chalkboard, my spine tingles because I don't like giving up control. But you're going to have to decentralize control. And you're going to have to realize that risk is actually comfortable. You have to believe that you are worth the investment. And friends, for the love of everything out there, we got to stop asking how much is it going to cost? And we got to start asking, what's it going to take to get us there? It's a mindset shift. So many people want to talk about scaling their company, and perhaps they're willing to go through some of these methodologies, but then they get down to, well, I'm uncomfortable giving up control, or I'm not going to take on that risk, or can I really make this happen? And then they ask the dreaded question, how much is this all going to cost? And see what's amazing with that question. I know I say it all the time, but I like to hit this point home. When we ask how much something is going to cost, it comes from a scarcity portion of our mind, like we're giving up something. And that's why people never reach decamillionaire status, friends. Instead, we got to shift our mindset to say, what's it going to take to get there? That's an abundance mindset. That's the delta between somebody who's broke and somebody who's not. The scariest part about scaling, reality is not spending the money. It's becoming the kind of person, the kind of business owner who can handle what happens after you spend it. So friends, look, if you're tired of acting, thinking, sitting back, thinking like a business owner wants to scale, and now it's like, dude, I'm done. It's time for the next step. If you're serious about scaling, want to figure out which of these 5 paths are right with you, hey man, we can help. This is what we do day in, day out. We're helping business owners across the board right now scale their companies. But here's the thing. So you know, full disclosure, scaling is expensive. If you ask how much it costs, it's not for you. Just enjoy your life. Enjoy the glass house that you built around you. Enjoy the fact that you don't have freedom, because in order for you to scale, you're going to have to realize it's expensive. You can't ask how much it's going to cost. You're going to say, what's it going to take to get there? But get this, if scaling is expensive, so is staying stuck. Guys, you're either going to invest to build systems, or you're going to pay the price of burnout and bottlenecks. You're either going to sacrifice comfort now, or you're going to sacrifice freedom later. Emily and I made this decision that we're going to sacrifice comfort now while our children were under the age of 12, so that we can have freedom now while they're in high school and in college and play with them. If I had to go back and do it again, I should have done 10 years earlier. The reality is most people wait too long to get serious, and by then it's too late. Your path is set. At that point, it's hard to go back. It's hard to make the expenses. Out of all the 5 points we talked about up here on how to scale a company and how to fund it, they all work, but only if you work with boldness and strategy and discipline. The longer you delay as the business owner the cost of scaling, the more expensive your business becomes with your time, your family, and your peace. Hey, look, if you're serious about building a business that runs and grows without you, and you're ready for a real strategy, a real plan, something that is proven to work, let's talk. Because freedom, man, freedom isn't free. Free as a business owner, freedom as a business owner, it's not free, but it is worth every stinking penny. Every penny out there, every dollar, every hundred, every thousand, it's worth everything. Hope this helps you. We'll talk again soon.